Hey guys, and welcome to Wrestling Days. So, just finished watching NXT this week, and oh man, I thought it was a really good show. It was just a really solid show. There was matches that were set up for next week, a couple of them actually. BALOR. BALOR was all over this week's show, and obviously it's the first time we've seen him since he lost the title. But there was a real intensity to what he was saying and how he was delivering his promos, and I just think that him losing the title is a really good thing, because not that he's been drifting. I'm absolutely not saying he's been drifting, but there was a fire, there was an intensity, there was a hunger that was much stronger this week than what we've seen from him before. When he came out at the start, bulletproof, BALOR Club, it was everywhere. They're clearly, it's on the back of his jacket. I don't know if this was a new t-shirt he was wearing, but it was behind him. It was absolutely everywhere. Bulletproof, BALOR Club. Now I've seen BALOR Club before, and I think I've seen Bulletproof before, but maybe I'm just seeing it a little bit more now because the club are on the main roster. We know BALOR's going up at some point. But yeah, they're shouting it. They are really shouting that. He, as I say, his promo was brilliant. Interrupted at the start by Elias Sampson, which was just ridiculous. I understand why they did it. They did it because they wanted a main event match. So BALOR against Elias Sampson, why not, right? God, it's infuriating, isn't it? When you hear him strumming along and out he comes. I thought Finn played it really well. You could see Finn was getting annoyed. He was not in the mood to be interrupted. And out comes Samson. Didn't even listen to his song. I was I switch off. I couldn't tell you a single word that Elias Sampson sung in that song. It sounds to me like it's the same song that we hear every single week. But maybe I'm wrong. But the match was made, and I can't say it was a match I was looking forward to. I was just really hoping that guitar was going to get broken at some point. I really do not rate the Samson character. Next we had the first match, which was American Alpha. I didn't see who they were going up against. I don't recall seeing those guys before, but I think Corey Graves at one point said this is a mugging, because it was an absolute squash match. I can remember a couple of moments where the other team got a few shots in, but it was full on Alpha. Jason Jordan did a fantastic drop kick. His drop kicks are beautiful. I know that sounds crazy, but the height this man gets, I swear he was born a bird, or a plane or something, because he can actually fly. So absolutely brilliant. They, double drop kicks as well. They work so well as a team. They're so over. I think these guys are going to keep the tag bouts for quite a while. Revival came out at the end, and obviously they're building towards a rematch, which I should imagine will be at Takeover. I'm not into the Revival. I should be, because they're old school, but I just can't find a way in. It's just not working. I'm a little worried about the tag division at the moment, because who else is there? The Hype Bros, not Blake and Murphy. No. I like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano if they are a team, but they only seem to tag every now and again. So we'll have to see. But a little worried about the tag division. Next, Alex Riley. Might be the last time we see him. I don't know if he appears in any other recorded matches that are still to be shown, but he was up against Shinsuke Nakamura, who is... it's insane, isn't it? It is absolutely insane. It was brilliant as well to be back at Full Sail. Really was. The crowd proper hot for him. Fantastic entrance. The normal Nakamura entrance, but it just had a hot crowd, and it made a massive difference. I loved the bit when he got into the ring and he just waited so that he could drop. He goes to the back of the ropes and he drops down. He just waited for the music to be right. just literally paused for a moment and then dropped, and it was just brilliant. His charisma is just off the chart, as you know, but loads of t-shirts in the crowd. I heard they'd sold out of these t-shirts within hours of them going on sale. Obviously there's more available now, you'd be able to get them now, but that first run sold out. I mean, that's a great sign. That really is a great sign, because they must have known that t-shirt was going to be hot. They must have produced a load. So for it to sell out as quick as what it did, I expect him on the main roster by Survivor Series time, certainly end of the year. I can't see him still being in NXT come the Royal Rumble, or maybe the Rumbles when he makes his main roster debut, not sure, but yeah, he's massive talent. The match itself was alright, a little bit of back and forth in there, but it was fairly short. Nakamura had taken a few chops to the chest, and his chest was red raw, red, same colour as like his trousers. But yeah, I think he needs to enter into a bit of a feud now. I know this was his debut at Full Sail, so that's fine. But yeah, he needs something to get his teeth into, and well, I don't know who that will be or what that will be. Just hope to God it's not Elias Sampson. Next, we had a very interesting backstage segment. I loved this. It was in Regal's office. It was Austin Aries. He was saying that he's a big player and whatnot, and Blake and Murphy come in, and basically the match is made next week. Blake and Murphy against Austin Aries and a partner of his choosing. I thought it would be Eric Young, but people on Twitter are saying that it could be Bobby Roode. That would be insane. Bobby Roode was at TakeOver Dallas, but the latest I heard was that he hadn't signed. They were still working out details. He might have signed now, and if he has signed, brilliant. Let's see, before we get carried away. Next was my favourite match of the night, and it was Alexa Bliss against Rachel Ellering. I did say it just before the match, I was really excited to see Rachel Ellering. I'm hot on her because I've seen a few things by her in the past, and she is a fantastic wrestler, and she kind of showed it here as well. She showed some fantastic reversals. There was a little bit of back and forth, but and this wasn't a squash by any means. It was a short match, but a lot of back and forth, and mat based submission holds, and rather than them having 2 to 5 minutes, give them 10 to 15, and slow the pace of the match down, and tell a story, and you'd have a classic. I honestly think that it's going to take a little bit of time and whatnot, but I know that Rachel Ellering is that good, and we've seen great stuff from Alexa Bliss. I honestly think that they should have a pay-per-view match, a special match, and let's see what they can do, because the women's division just needs new stars. It's got like Santana Garrett, who I know is brilliant as well. You know me, if you've watched these before, I do not like Tessa Blanchard at all. I think her in-ring style's fine, but well, I'll leave it at that for now. So yeah, it was brilliant to see it. I hope she's signed. I don't know if she's got a signed contract or if it was just a one-off thing. But yeah, I was impressed. Next backstage segment with Bayley and Nia Jax. It was a bit frustrating because Bayley was smiling away. I really wanted Bayley to be a little more serious. Nia Jax saying, look, if I face you this time, there's no way you're going to win. And I don't think Bayley should win either. Nia took a big loss in London, and an injury that's kept her out for quite a while. And I think it'd be very important that she kind of redeems that. So I think Nia would need to pick up the victory here. That's next week, and should be fascinating. I really would love, actually, and they're starting to do it on the main roster, a couple of women's matches. On the main roster at the moment, you've got Charlotte and Talia, but then you've got Emma and Becky. There's no reason why you can't have Asuka and Nia, and then have Bayley and Alexa, something along those lines. I'd like to see a couple of women's feuds If this really is, a Divas Revolution and, new championships and all that kind of stuff for horsewomen, let's at least have more than one match. Then that brought us to the main event being Finn against Elias Sampson, and yeah, it was alright. It's pretty much all Finn. He looked good. He did his finisher 1916, which I'm not that hot on the name, because it's the Irish uprising, and I just think that it's a little political, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, or the end of days. Finn Balor looked good, and liked the promo after. Samoa Joe came out, and the match is made. Take over the rematch. Balor jumps out over the top, or I can't remember if it's over the top or through the ropes, but certainly jumps from the ring on top of Joe and standing there holding up the belt. Regal looks a bit flustered. It had good energy, really good energy to finish the show, and overall, really good show. Enjoyed it. Strong backstage segments, matches set up for for next week. It's all good. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Days UK. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it'd be brilliant if you did, because I've got loads more videos still to come. Cool. Hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.